Om Shanti. Today's Murli is about what to do in the morning. And there is a very beautiful saying, which I'm sure you all must have heard. Morning shows the day. Yes, they say morning shows the day. So the quality of your morning pretty much determines the quality of your day. And today Baba talks about two mornings. One is the limited morning, which is connected with day and night of the cycle of the day and night. That morning, which is usually called the morning. And then there is the unlimited morning, which is the morning of this whole cycle of time. So Baba says that you must learn to say good morning. Yes, and it's a very interesting Murli today. And when you look at the unlimited cycle, which is the cycle of 5,000 years, then there is a morning, which is the confluence age, and then the day proceeds from Satyug to the night, which is Kalyug, and then again Baba comes in the morning, which is at the confluence age, Sangam Yug, right now. So right now we are in the morning, and we are in the morning of the time cycle. And when we consider this, then according to the saying, morning shows the day, whatever you do at this time is going to pretty much determine your stage and your status in the whole cycle. So this morning time is very important. The whole of the confluence age is very important. And if you look at it, the whole confluence age is the morning. Because in Hindi there is a very beautiful saying, they say, Jab jago tab savera. So when you are awake, it is morning. And although even before Gyan, there was morning and night, and we used to wake up, but we were not awake. So we used to wake up, sleep, but still continue to be not in the morning, but in the night. But now we are awake. And this whole time of the confluence age, this entire time is morning for us. And morning is the time to plant the foundation, to build the foundation. And this whole of confluence age is a time to build the foundation for who we want to be in the whole cycle. And now, today, Baba also talks about the morning of the morning, which is, the confluence age itself is morning time. And then in that confluence age, we are spending days and nights. And in that day and night, early morning is a very good opportunity to take advantage of whatever time we will have in the day and lay the foundation of spending a great and fruitful day in Sangam Yug. And Baba says that when you wake up, you must say, Good morning, Baba. So your first thought should be, Good morning, Baba. Now, there is a lot to reflect on this Good morning, Baba, because you say, only when you remember Baba is your morning, good morning. So I remember there was this incident in my office where this one person came up to me and he had some complaint regarding the division I was dealing with and whatever work I was doing. And he came and he sat in front of me and he said, "Good morning. And now you listen to my list of complaints." And then he started and he said one complaint after the other, after the other. And then I said, "Wait, you said good morning." So he said, "Yes." So I said, "If it's a good morning, how are you so full of complaints?" So you should skip that part next time. So, when you come, you just start right away. Or you could say, "Very bad morning," and then you could start right away. But if you say good morning and then you start with a bag of complaints, then it doesn't make sense. They don't go together. Then he said, "Sister, you are also always giving gyan, and this gyan is not good for anything, and this and that." I said, "You see, even if I solve all your complaints today, you will still have more complaints tomorrow because this is a life of complaints, right?" So let's at least spare the morning. So, when we just, so Baba today says that when we say good morning in the world today, we don't mean good morning, do we? So we wake up with those, so not we, because we are now having a good morning with good Baba, but others in the world, mostly when they wake up in the morning, they are grumpy and they are carrying some complaints from last night or some unfulfilled, expectations and the baggage of that in the morning. And then definitely such a morning is not good morning at all. So when we say good morning, it has to start with Baba. So only when you start your morning with Baba, it can be a good morning. And without Baba, a morning cannot be good morning because except Baba, nothing in the world is in a continuous good state. So, and the fact of the time is, what is the reason, whatever in the world out there is your reason today for saying I'm having a good morning, that same thing, that same person tomorrow is most likely to become the reason for you to say I'm having a bad morning. So if we want to have a continuous good morning, that is, we want to say good morning every day, it has to be good morning, Baba. And there is another thing that I want to talk about today is Baba said in one of the Murlis some time back that just like it's a rule that morning shows the day, another law is Antmate Sogati, which is your last thoughts make your next destination. So your final destination is created by your last thoughts. And in Hindi it is called Antmate Sogati. So if you put these two together, then what it means is the last thoughts you will have before going to sleep will be the first thoughts you will have in the morning. Yes? So if you want to say good morning, Baba, you should have the practice of saying good night, Baba. And your good night can only be a good night if it is with Baba. Because even when we go to sleep, when our mind, conscious mind starts slowing down, then all kinds of things lurking inside the subconscious start erupting, right? And mostly people go off to sleep these days listening to some junk or something on the internet. And that's not the way to sleep, because the way you sleep is the way you'll wake up. And the way you'll wake up is the way you'll spend your day. So before going to sleep, we must suspend all activity Yes, come to the state of being a detached soul. So, the soul has to leave the body consciousness, just like you change into your comfortable clothes before going to bed. You have to change into your comfortable stage before going to bed. So just drop the heaviness. So, before you go to bed, if you go to bed at 9 or 9:30 or 10, because generally we children wake up at 4, or I would say 3:30, because it would take some time for you to, get up from bed and just find a place to sit and all. So if you get up at 3:30 or 3:45, then 10 is the last limit to sleep, yes? And Prakash Mani Dadiji used to say, Das to bas. Yes, so das to bas. If it is 10 in the night, then nothing can continue after that. You see, there is so much seva, there's this world seva going on incessantly in Baba's house everywhere. But even with this, humongous task, we never cross the line of 10, because that's the direction we've been given by Baba. So if I have to sleep at 10, I must wind up at 9:30. And according to the Madhuban timetable, we have a 9:30 traffic control. Yes, and that song goes like Prem se ab bas do ghadi Prabhu ka naam lijiye. So that Prem se bas do ghadi traffic control goes off at 9:30, and that's the time you suspend activity and prepare for sleep. So what do you do after that? You just sit and relax, come to the awareness that you are a tiny point of light carrying such a big burden, yes, of ego, because there is no other burden than the burden of ego, because you think you have to do everything and it's your responsibility, and you are taking the responsibility of everything that you can never be responsible or never be in a position to be responsible about. Yes, so you are taking the responsibility of the impossibles, things that can never be in your control. So when you're trying to do that, there is a lot of burden of ego. So we are just doers. Do you understand that we are doers? And we are human beings who are doing. So our only task is to be and do. Yes. So we have to be who we are. Be means loveful, peaceful, happy, blissful, powerful, pure. And when we be like that, and then we do whatever is needed, that's our job. And all that burden that you're carrying is just the burden of ego, which you're carrying because of body consciousness. So 9:30 you wind up and you sit, drop all that burden of ego and sit before Baba. Who is Baba? Baba is my parent. I'm just like my father. And who is my father? My father is a point of light, just like me. And he's the ocean of purity. He's the ocean of peace. He's so light. He's transforming the world. And then he doesn't have even one thought of worry. He's so light, so carefree, and he's doing this big task because he's pure, he's peaceful, he's loveful. So I also come to that awareness, drop every burden, become a point of light, very light, just like my Baba. And then I say, good night, Baba. We had a great day together. Yes. So we had a great day together, and tomorrow we will again get up together and do your task. And today, Baba in the Murli also mentions very clearly what his task is. And Baba says, what is the contract that only God undertakes? And Baba says, the contract of purifying the world is God's contract. And Baba says that, even sannyasis, they sustain the world by staying pure for some time. So, 1000 years back, when the sannyas dharam came into existence. So it was started by Adi Shankaracharya ji, and they started observing celibacy and purity of the body, and they started doing it because they understood that purity is important for the sustenance of the world. So Baba says that so that the impurity of the world doesn't just, suddenly take the world downhill, and the rate of, degradation gets slower. This sannyas dharam comes into existence, and the sannyasis do the work of sustaining the world a little. But if you think about the task of changing the world from impure to pure, that is not any human's task. And Baba says, I am doing that task. And Baba today uses another word, which is, you are the main actors in this drama. So, you know who Baba is? Baba is the principal actor in the drama. Baba is the creator, Baba is the director, and Baba is the principal actor in the drama. Because in this whole world drama, the biggest act, the most courageous, valiant, important act is the act of purifying the impure world, the most impossible of acts. And that act Baba performs. And then Baba says, after me, you are the heroes and heroines of the world. So why? Because we do this task with Baba. Yes. And there are many people who sign up for the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Yes. But how many do you think sign up for the Pavitra Bharat Abhiyan? So, or the Pavitra Vishwa Abhiyan. Because Swachhata is about physical cleanliness, but Pavitrata is about physical, verbal, mental, emotional. It's about celibacy, it's about everything. So there are not many who sign up for this. And you sign up for the Swachh Bharat on behalf of the physical government, and you sign up for the Pavitra Bharat on behalf of the spiritual government headed by Shiv Baba. And then Baba says that now I am doing this task, and Baba uses a very interesting word, contract. So Baba says, I have taken up the contract of making Bharat a pure nation and the world a pure world. And Baba says that you are the heroes and heroines who do it with me. And this is why when we came into Gyan, we thought we are doing beings. Yes, that is, we are because we do. But now Baba says you're being doings, which is you do because you are. And that shift Baba brings about, and Baba makes it very clear to us that our main contribution to the world or to this whole humanity is our state of being of purity. And then Baba says, I teach you how to be pure, how to take care of your state of purity by observing celibacy, by not refraining from vicious sights and sounds, eating pure food and purifying your organs. And then Baba says that with this power of purity, you are capable of doing pure karma. Because a soul who doesn't engage in physical impurity is more in a position to have pure thoughts. Yes, And if you watch, serials where there is a very practical example. There is this one woman who told me she watched a serial or a reality show where there was a lot of infighting amongst the inmates. And then she said, I fought with my mother-in-law a lot after seeing that. Every day I used to be very, very ready to with good arguments, and how to put forth my point vehemently, and then I used to fight a lot. So if you watch this kind of stuff all day, stuff that provokes lust and anger and attachment and greed, and if your idea of love is distorted, then you will not be able to understand Baba, do Baba's work of creating pure feelings, creating truthful stage of mind, speaking truthful words, words that are true, and words that align a soul with in the spiritual stage. So Baba says, I am the purifier and you are the heroes and heroines, and then you have to do the task that I give you of creating a pure world. So what you do is, in the night when you wrap up, you check, yes, so that you and Baba did a good job today, and then you kept your state of calm and purity and lovefulness, and in doing so you filled all your words and actions with truth and purity and love. And then you say good night Baba, and you see a smiling Baba bidding good night to you. And then when you wake up in the morning, the first thought that comes to you is Baba, and I'm having a very good morning with Baba. And then you, with that good morning, you spend some time with Baba. And when you spend time with the ocean of purity, ocean of knowledge, ocean of peace, ocean of love, who is non-physical, you have to sit in your non-physical stage. So I, the soul, am non-physical, right? But I have to tune into my non-physical state. I have to remind myself I'm just a point, and I'm sitting before my Father who is a point, and he's a point, but he's full of love and peace and happiness and purity and knowledge, and I'm also like him. And when you start calibrating yourself like him, then you will be in a very good stage so that you can do pure karma all day without getting angry, without getting disturbed, without getting upset, having courage, doing the right thing. So all this will be possible. So Baba says, say good night and say good morning, Papa. And then another thing that we need to understand here is that, even in bhakti, so right now we are living in a very, very, this is called a tamo pradhan time. This is a roar of nark. This is the hell of hells we are living in. So today's culture is you sleep with after watching the most unwatchable content, and as soon as you get up you pick up the phone, and the first thing you read is messages or what's something. So Baba says this is not, even even when we were not in Satyug, we were, let's say, 50 years back, this was not our culture. So, even 50 years back, or let me tell you, even 20 years back, this was not the culture. And when we woke up, people used to do bhakti. So, people used to play some bhakti songs or do something, or, just go to a temple, or as soon as they woke up, they at least played some songs or sang some songs or sat with a book, read something. So I have seen elders in the family also do that. And Baba said that people understood the importance of morning time. And I've seen, people in Hinduism, in Jainism, in many religions and cultures, they used to get up in the morning and they used to read some Gita or some scripture, something or the other. And then Baba says even people who do devotion do it in the morning. And this culture of getting up at 8 a.m. or 6 a.m., this was not there. So at least they got up at 5 a.m., at least they did some bhakti. And today Baba says that today you don't, but Baba today says something very clearly. Let's read that. So Baba today says that devotion too is performed in the morning. However, no one performs devotion to God. So people say हम भगवान की भक्ति करते हैं. But Baba today says, God is saying you don't perform my devotion. Why? Because Baba says, because they don't know God. And even if somebody gets offended by this, so you tell somebody who is doing bhakti that God says you're not doing my bhakti, he might get offended, but the next question you ask is, do you believe in God? They say yes. You ask them, do you know him? They say no. And if you don't know somebody, how can you do anything with him or with her or whoever? There is no knowledge of God, then how can there be devotion of God? If I don't know you, can I do any karma with you? So without introduction, there is no karma. Yes, so Baba says that they don't know God, even though they say that God will give the fruit of devotion. They even say, oh God the Father. Souls say this, but none of them knows the Supreme Soul accurately. And this is why Baba says, you know me. So when I told you about remembering Baba, so what does remembering Baba mean? Remembering Baba means remembering that Supreme Soul who looks like a point of light, but who is the ocean of love, ocean of purity, ocean of knowledge, completely stable in his stage. And I sit like a child before him. I'm not his bhagat. He is not my God. He is my father. And the difference between the relationship between a bhagat and God and a parent and a child is the bhagat prays to God but thinks he can never be like him. So inside the buddhi of a bhagat, there is a programming that I can only pray to God, but I can never be like him. But inside the mind of a child, the programming is, I'm definitely like my father. And if I'm not like my father, who am I? So Baba says, I am your father, and the Bhagats don't know that. You know this. And until a Bhagat becomes a child, he doesn't know I'm a child. And he doesn't know who the father is or what are his qualities. And if he doesn't associate himself with his qualities, how does he draw those qualities into himself and become like the father? So Baba says, in this whole cycle, in this whole time cycle, you are the only people who have the opportunity and the understanding of how to remember Baba. And Baba says, you must take this opportunity. Bhagats are making so much effort and getting nothing because they don't know Baba. So we know Baba, so we must get up, say good morning, and make a good morning and a good day by staying in the remembrance of Baba and becoming like him. And then Baba today says, you should have a lot of love for Baba. Yes, and And it is, and sometimes I think about this question of love, and you know, people today are running after love, and they are trying to seek the love of people and things and whatnot. But Baba says, here I am showering everything on you, and I am expressing my love in every which way. Who else would give you a class every day? Who else would give you such sweet words every day? Who else would come and encourage you every day? So God is doing everything for us. And then Baba says, don't you even have the sense of loving back the one who loves you so much? And what is love? Love is care, protection, encouragement, upliftment, filling oneself with what they need. And Baba is doing all of that for us. And Baba says, don't you even have the sense to love the one who loves you so much back? And then Baba says, you should have love for me because I love you so much. And if you love somebody, the first one you remember is that one in the morning. And Baba says, when you love me so deeply, you will not have to make the effort to wake up and remember me. Your eyes will open effortlessly. You will be drawn by the love of Baba, and you will sit in loving remembrance of Baba with a lot of love in your heart. So Baba says, do this. So this Murli, and I don't think after this Murli, we should be able to sleep at 4 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. So we must pay attention to good night and good morning from today onwards. And then there is another point in the Murli, although the Murli is full of jewels and I cover only one or two, so I implore you to just, to go through the Murli very attentively with lot of heart, love and lot of attention. But I will cover another point today, and that point is Baba says, Baba knows that there are many who are very good, who do very good service at the exhibitions, but they are very weak in having remembrance. They don't have the sense to wake up early and say good morning to Baba. Although they have many thoughts about different topics, that is very common, and you can have new topics to explain every day. But the main thing is to remember the Father with love so that your sins are cut away. So today Baba also makes a distinction between listening to knowledge and doing seva and remembering Baba. And Baba says, even if you're doing a lot of seva, or even if you're studying the knowledge with great interest, you must make an effort to sit in remembrance and burn away your sins. And then Baba says, Baba knows that you children don't have that stage yet. Baba doesn't mention any names. So, I will tell you this also. So, it would be very nice if, I pointed out what each of you should do better. Yes? It's a good idea that the mentor tells you, what needs to be corrected. But Baba doesn't do that. Why? Because Baba says, if Baba were to mention names, the stage you have that is worth a penny would then become worth a farthing, which is पाई से पैसे की स्थिति हो जाएगी. So again you will fall further. Yes. Why? Because we lose heart. When our mistakes are pointed out, what is your first response when your mistake is pointed out? Just, try to discern your sanskar. When a mistake is pointed out, the first thing you feel is you feel disheartened. And in that disheartenment, there is greater probability of making more mistakes. So Baba says, you have the sanskar of losing heart. So I don't tell you even your mistakes. So Baba just tells the Murli, but individually, even we children don't tell individual mistakes. Why? Because children don't have the heart to accept it. But Baba today gives us a very uplifting direction. Let's take that. Baba says, understanding is required for this knowledge. It shouldn't be that when someone tells you that you look a little pale or that you are perhaps unwell, you have fever, as soon as that, when someone tells you that you look a little pale, as soon as you hear that, you get a fever. So Baba says, somebody comes and says you look pale, and suddenly we are pale. Somebody says, are you unwell? And you have started feeling unwell. So you shouldn't catch this infection. Somebody says, you made a mistake, then what should be your response? Or what should be your response? Baba says, you don't become so weak. Courage is needed. And you know what is courage? Courage is working through useless feelings to useful feelings. Courage is when you do the inner work of working through useless feelings, unprofitable feelings, feelings that don't serve you, and come to a place where you have productive feelings. That's courage. And Baba says weakness is catching the infection of the vibration that another person is giving you. Yes, so somebody says you look pale, and you suddenly have that trigger to feel pale, have fever, but then you work through those feelings and you check, why do I appear like this to another person? And then you check and you change. That's courage. If somebody points out, you change it. Yes. And I will tell you one incident about this looking pale. So, once there was a lot of seva in this center, and there was this sister who used to always come at the center when I was doing some physical seva. So when you're doing some physical seva, you look exhausted. Obviously your physical energy is being expended. So whenever she used to come, I used to be all sweaty, and I used to be sweating, and I used to be working something, doing something. And then she would tell me, Didi, you look tired today. So one day I didn't tell her anything, and then the next day, and then the third day. And for fourth day, when she said, you look tired. So I said, you know what? This is the look I have. I always look like this. This is the BK look. BKs look tired because there's a lot of work. And we are proud to be tired. Because if you don't tire yourself, how does the work get done? And I'm physically tired, but I'm happy. So she said, yes, I can see that. But I said, yes, this is the BK look, and we are supposed to look tired. Okay, so you don't have to. So whenever there is a situation of this kind, you have to have courage. And the courage is not about answering somebody. The courage is about working through the feelings that catch you from within when there is a trigger from outside, and coming to a place of understanding and coming to a place of feelings which are true. Yes, so that's courage which you need. And Baba says, serviceable children cannot break. So, when you are on seva, you cannot allow yourself to be upset come what may. they maintain their intoxication. So we have to maintain our stage of spiritual intoxication where we are always feeling powerful and good inside. Okay, Om Shanti.